Tesla, TSLA, one of the most popular EV stocks, it has risen by more than 60% over the past 2 months due to Donald Trump winning the US elections. The question is, can we see more upside as we head into 2025? Hey guys, Joey here, top tier miser, trader in Philips Securities, and in this video, I'll be diving into this stock, Tesla. Where are we right now? The charts, are there any bullish signals that have came out? And even before that, we'll dive into some of the news that have came out and why are we seeing the huge rise over the past couple of weeks. So go ahead to hit the like button, the follow and subscribe button if you found this video valuable and useful as well. That will definitely help out the channel. Thank you so much for doing this, right? So let's go ahead to look at some of the news that have came out over the past few weeks. So you can see right over here, Tesla stock rides Trump effect to an all-time high. So one of the key reasons why we've seen a massive rise in Tesla stock, because its founder Elon Musk has supported Donald Trump during the US election. Of course, all of you know that Donald Trump has won the US election. You can see right over here, all right, shares of Tesla has rose, closing to an all-time high. It's pretty much a record high on Wednesday as well, high after high, week after week, and they call it what we call the Trump effect. So Tesla stock is up by 73% since Trump election win last month. So CEO Elon Musk, big bet on Trump win, right? And the resulting influence he's seen as having on the new administration under Donald Trump, right? That's where a lot of investors are bullish on Tesla prospects. And Donald Trump's team has actually recommended that under the new administration, under him when you to become a president, right, will be to whack the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration order requiring automakers to report crashes involving self-driving autonomous driving system, pretty much what Tesla is doing. So such a move could obviously be a good thing for Tesla as the company has to report like crashes to the NHTSA involving its vehicles as well. And apart from that, you can see that just 2 weeks back on Tesla China's units had sold 21,900 EVs in mainland, right, during the first week of December, pretty much its highest weekly sales thus far in the fourth quarter. And this comes after Tesla revealed that November was its best month of the year with 73,000 units sold in China. But as I mentioned, right, one of the key reasons is still this, Musk-Trump connection, pretty much the connection between Elon Musk and Donald Trump that's playing a large factor in Tesla massive rise over the past 2 months. Let's move on to another news article on Yahoo Finance stating that Tesla stock jumps to another high as Mizuho more than doubles the price target to $515, right? So many of these analysts have also raised their target prices for Tesla. Another analyst from Wedbush has also raised Tesla target price, right? So what it says is this, right? We estimate that AI and autonomous opportunity is worth at least $1 trillion alone for Tesla, and we fully expect under the Trump White House these key initiatives will now get fast track, right? So it has upped its target price from $400 to $515. And it was also reported that last month, right, the Trump's transition team has told its advisors about its plans to make a federal framework for full self-driving. They call it FSD, right? Full self-driving or autonomous vehicles, one of the transportation department's priorities. So that would definitely benefit Tesla that's going to this direction, right? So easing rules for this introduction of self-driving vehicles, especially those without pedals or steering wheels, would be a huge boon for Tesla. That means it's a good thing, right? And Musk has repeatedly said that the future of the company hinges on FSD, this full self-driving and also autonomous technologies. So now that we have covered the news that's happened for Tesla over the past few weeks and some of the key reasons why we have seen a massive rise, let's dive into the charts to see what has happened for Tesla, where are we right now in terms of the price, in terms of the trend, the longer term trend and all that. So this is Tesla at about $454 right over here. So you can see that over the past 2 months, we have seen a pretty strong rise after breaking a very key resistance. So before I talk about where we are right now, let me just go to look at it over the past 1-2 years. You can see that since 2023, we were actually capped below this very key psychological resistance level. That would be the $300. Look at this, right over here in 2023, somewhere in July, we neared it. So a couple of times we neared it, right, from $280 to $300, and sellers just came back and we started to pushed back down, retraced and respected the same psychological $300. So I would say more than 2 years we've been below 300, and it was like pretty much moving up and down sideways from like 200 to 300. Even somewhere in May we sold off as well, went to a low about $150, rebounded back up, but it was pretty much consolidating sideways below the 300 psychological resistance level until somewhere in November. You can see right over here, and that was after Donald Trump won the election. You can see that we broke the psychological 300 resistance level right over here. So you can see the trend, as I mentioned, was a bit sideways. Look at the 100 days moving average, the red line and the blue line. They were like just crossing up, above one another, crossing back down, crossing up again, right? So it's just moving a little bit sideways below 300. But after breaking the 300 resistance level, you can see, right? Both the red and the blue line, the 100 days and 200 days moving average, started to point up. So that's a sign of the longer term trend turning up finally, all right, over the past 2 months. And we started to see that the 20 days moving average, which gives an indication of the short-term trend, right? This green line right over here, you can see that it moves up and down, right? So you can see as we broke the 300 psychological resistance level, you can see that this green line started to slope up all the way as to where we are right now. It is still sloping up, and the short-term trend has turned from like sideways to a very firm upwards move, right? So that's why to see a strong move in Tesla. All right, we broke 300, we broke like the 360, a little bit of resistance right over here. We broke 360, started to push up, and then we're going to draw a very key resistance level right now. I think that would be the psychological 500 resistance level. I think that level is key. All right, the level is key. That's where we've seen a bit of a profit taking. We went to there. All right, some bearish candles came out, and some profit taking actually come back. Right, and we sold down a little bit, but I think it's still holding pretty well. Some new support have came out, not at 300, not at 360, but I think over the past 2 weeks, we've seen the support coming out maybe around that 400. That would be like where the support is. All right, over the past 2 weeks, buyers are starting to come back over there. All right, and you see the 20 days moving average line, this green line is right over here as well, somewhere around the $400. So I think it looks pretty good, right? As long as we stay above that 400 psychological support level, all the way to the 500 resistance, I think the uptrend looks firmly intact. If we can break the 500, even better. I think that's where upside targets can be revised maybe all the way to like $600 as well, right? So I think that's pretty strong, right, as per how it looks on the chart. Let me go to turn on what we call this indicator that I have called the One Good Trend Pro indicator and see what it says, whether there are any bullish or bearish signals. So I have this indicator right over here called the One Good Trend Pro. All right, if you want to find out a little bit more about it, go ahead to attend one of those free webinars where I'll share with you guys on this One Good Trend strategy. All right, that pretty much is the framework of the entire indicator. So you can see I've turned it on. All right, and there are some bullish and bearish signals that have came up. Let's go ahead to remove all the joints so it's a little bit cleaner. So you can see that somewhere around October, in fact 24th and 25th of October, we got two bullish signals coming out one day after another, and that's where we start to see that rise all the way up to where we are right now. Right? How many percent? Let's take a look at it. I think that would be like about a 94%, right, from these two bullish signals, right? And yeah, I think very, very strong move, as I mentioned, right? The longer term trend has turned up, the short term trend still looks pretty bullish as well. These two bullish signals seems to be still playing out, and I mentioned, right, if we were to even break the 500 psychological resistance level, we may even see a new bullish signal coming out. So let me go ahead to share with you guys, like you can turn on what we call this trailing support line to see, right? So you can see right now we have this trailing support right over here that follows prices as it moves up, and we are kind of like still above this green trailing support line. So this trailing support kind of like give it a little bit of breathing space, or any stocks, the allowance as it moves up, right? It accounts for volatility as well. So you can see as long as we still hold above this green trailing support, I think it looks pretty good, right? If it stays above the 400 or 420, even better. I think we are still pretty bullish, right? So yeah, no bearish signal coming out yet, all right? So I think it looks pretty good. If we can break the 500, even more upside can come out. So there we have it, guys. I hope you have a better understanding of where we are right now for Tesla on the charts, and also some of the news that came out over the past few weeks. So as I mentioned, right, we had some bullish signals. There are no red bearish signal coming out. It still looks pretty bullish still, as long as we stay above like the 410, 420 support level. There could potentially be still more upside. So as I mentioned, if you want to find out a little bit more about the entire One Good Trend strategy, or perhaps even have an indicator like this whereby you can have a quick opinion on any stocks in seconds, whether to buy or to sell or to guide you on entry and exit, right? Attend one of those free webinars. The link's right below the video, right? So Joey here, thank you so much for watching. Go to like and subscribe, hit the follow button. That will definitely help out the channel and you will not miss out on any ideas and videos like this as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.